Hello, friends. Let's explore the snake and turtle Qigong practice while focusing upon softening and releasing the neck and throat. Find yourself in a comfortable, basic standing posture. Imagine fresh, clear rain falling from the sky, touching you on the top of the head, and it begins flowing down the front of the body. Feel it wash down, softening the forehead, that space between the eyebrows, softening your eyes and that space behind the eyes, your temples, relaxing your jaw. And take extra time here, releasing your tongue from the tip to the root down in your throat. Feel your jaw soften, your throat release, all the way down to the collarbones. And then releasing the chest, the abdomen. This fresh, clear chi washes down over the front of the hips, relaxing the thighs, the knees, the lower legs, the tops of the feet, down into the earth. And then again, returning to the top of the head, fresh, clear chi flowing down, washing down the back of the head. And again, pay special attention to the softening of the back of the neck, releasing around the spine. As the neck releases, it's as though the head floats upward, and then softening that space between the shoulder blades. The shoulder blades soften away from the spine and relax down the back, the mid-back, the lower back. It washes down over the glutes and the backs of the thighs, relaxing the hamstrings, backs of the knees, the calves, the heels, down into the ground. Again, rain falling from the sky, this time moving down over the lateral aspect of the body. Feel it washing down over the temples, the ears. Take your time as it releases the jaw and the sides of the neck. The tops of the shoulders soften downward, and as it flows down the arms, feel that distance between the corner of the shoulder and the top of the head increase as they float away from each other. The head floating up, the shoulders releasing downward and outward, all the way to the fingertips, and then the ribs, sides of the hips, the knees, the feet, all the way down into the ground, a meter below your feet. One last time, fresh clear chi falling from the sky. Let it flow down behind your eyes, through your throat, especially releasing the inside of the throat, the base of the tongue. It flows down through the chest, the abdomen, down through the legs, through the feet, and into the ground. And when you're ready, the hands rest on top of the navel. If you'd like to, you can put pressure onto the low chin point, which is on the back of the hand, between the second and third knuckle. Either hand will do. This acupoint is literally called stiff neck and helps to relieve a stiff neck. Begin drawing circles around the belly, circling the navel, your awareness, of course, penetrating into the abdomen as you effortlessly circle. As your belly softens, feel it release your lower back. Notice how that softening helps to make it even easier to soften the neck. Of course, circling in both directions. Take as long as you'd like. With every rotation around the navel, release the tops of the shoulders, the sides of the neck. Soften your throat. Remember that smiling is also very good for your health. At some point, smaller and smaller circles. Your awareness settling quietly beneath the palms. Gripping that point on the back of the hand if you'd like. Many people find it helpful to soften the neck. You can begin looking up and down. Do this by releasing the front of your throat to look up and releasing the back of your neck to look down. Avoid looking up by tightening your neck or looking down by pulling on your throat. Instead, allow this to be a practice of release. This entire set is a practice of letting go to create movement. Gently up and down. Taking your time. Then begin looking left and right, as though you're going to look over your shoulder, but don't twist quite that far. To look to the left, release the right side of your neck. To to look to the right, releasing the left side. Gently moving your eyes, allowing your breath to remain natural. Keeping the movement as soft as you're able. And then, as though moving your ear toward your shoulder, keeping your face pointing forward, releasing one side of your neck and then the other. As your left ear moves toward your left shoulder, soften the right side of your neck. Avoid pulling down. Just let go. Let gravity do the lengthening for you. It's perfectly okay to use a bit of your upper body as well, to soften along the length of your spine if that helps. And if you find any of this uncomfortable, simply go more slowly or find a different way to soften the neck. Don't press into the pain. When you're finished, closing movement, allowing your whole body to settle. Your awareness resting gently beneath your palms, behind your navel. When you're ready, sliding your hands around your waist to your lower back. Begin softening one side of your body and then the other. Again, noticing the softness in your neck. As you release along the left side of your spine, and your whole torso softens in that direction. Notice that same side of the neck softening. Maintaining that sense of length through the neck. Avoid shortening or scrunching the neck down like a turtle pulling into its shell. Instead, allow the neck to remain soft so that the spine lengthens. Lengthening along one side of your body, and then lengthening along the other. Take it slow. If your neck is feeling particularly stiff today, make the movement nice and small. No need to put pressure on yourself. Be gentle. comfortable breath. Taking your time. Allow the weight to pour down through one leg and through the other. Releasing the weight out of the body and into the ground. When you're done, simply slide your hands back around your waist, covering your navel. Awareness resting beneath the navel, in Danxian. This time, as we practice looking over the shoulder, allow your gaze to travel upward, opening your throat slightly, and then, as you look over your shoulder, look downward slightly. So this time your neck and eyes and head travel a slight curve, as though looking up toward the tops of the trees, and then down toward the ground behind you. Avoid turning your shoulders with the movement. Allow the movement to mostly remain within the neck, allowing one side of the neck to open and then the other. Notice how I rotate my hands and my shoulders slightly to emphasize this opening. Please be gentle if your neck is feeling tight today. And then changing direction. This time the curve travels in the opposite direction. It's as though you look down toward the earth in front of you, and then looking up toward the tops of the trees behind you, keeping your hips and shoulders facing relatively forward. You can keep your shoulders and hands soft and relaxed if you'd like. I'm simply making this shape to make it easier for you to see that I'm not twisting my body too much. Softening the neck, keeping your eyes relaxed, your jaw relaxed. Continuing to soften your tongue. If you'd like, allow a ripple of movement to travel down your body, gently shaking the top of the head, and then allow it to travel down your spine, from your shoulders to your hands, your hips to your toes, gently vibrating your body, and always closing when you're done, releasing any accumulated tension and quieting your mind. Gentle pelvic tilting circles. As you tilt your tailbone in a circle, as though dragging a long snake's tail between your feet, feel that ripple gently traveling up your spine, very slightly softening your neck. Not because you are adding movement, but because you're so soft circling in both directions, that the rippling spiral simply finds its way out through the rest of your body. Softer and softer your movement becomes. When you're ready, circling the hips, as though dragging that snake's tail around your feet rather than between them. Keeping your head more or less centered, softening the hips and the waist, continually releasing the shoulders, the neck, as though the crown of the head floats up toward the sky. Your whole body remaining soft and relaxed. When your mind wanders away, simply bring it back to the present moment, aware of the softness in your neck, the warmth behind your navel. At some point returning to center. As you begin making gentle circles with the head and neck, you can start as small as you want. I make my movements larger so that it's easier to see on the camera, but especially if your neck is tight and sore today, take the time to start small and really go slow, making circles, allowing that lengthening and softening to travel down the body as well. But emphasize a release of the neck. Always softening long, never pulling down. As you drop forward, don't pull your chin toward your chest. Rather, soften the back of your neck. Continually softening all the way around the spine, returning to center, and again, as you change direction, start small. You can even make your circles tiny, if that helps you feel comfortable. And very gently explore the flexibility and the capacity of your neck to rotate. We've taken some time to warm the neck up and to soften the spine. Be very careful with this kind of exercise if you just decide to start doing it without all of the preparation found in this set. Breathing comfortably. Eventually returning back to center. Closing when you're finished. Holding that stiff neck point on the back of your hand, if you would like. very useful point on either hand. You can press on that point whenever your neck feels stiff. And it's often nice to hold during practice, as long as it doesn't force you to tighten your shoulders. Keep your entire body soft. Begin making circles that travel horizontally around your frame, as though you push your chin and nose out toward your left shoulder, and then circling forward in front of you, around toward your right shoulder, and then gently pulling back to complete the circle as you travel back around to the left. Like a snake dancing and responding to a flute player. Softening your neck, softening your upper spine. Both directions. As you push your head forward, do not strain your throat, simply release your neck. As you draw your chin in gently, don't pull tight. Rather, soften so that you're standing back up straight. This should feel gentle and effortless. Softening your tongue, continuing to release the jaw. Always letting go of the breath. And if you'd like, moving your head side to side. Again, like a Polynesian dancer, perhaps. Keeping your head level. Many of you may find this tricky, depending on the culture you grew up in. If you're unsure if you're doing it while keeping your face straight and your head level, find a mirror, or find a friend, so that they can point and laugh at you. And this is a wonderful way to soften some of the tighter structures beneath the sides of the neck. Softening long. By releasing the tops of your shoulders out toward your hands, this releases the tension that sometimes binds the sides of the neck. Snake softening along the front, and then the back. Gently emphasizing a release of the neck and throat, but the full spine takes part. Movement traveling upward from the ground, softening along the front of the body, and then releasing upward along the back of the body. Softer with every repetition. Allow yourself to remain within the present moment. Smaller and smaller waving movements. No matter how small they become, feel them traveling the full length of your body. And then, of course, always returning to center. Returning your awareness to the present moment. continuing to lengthen from the shoulders to the hands. Allow your arms to float upward and outward along the sides of your body until your palms rest on top of each other or next to each other in the back of your head. Make sure to keep your shoulders and neck soft. And then you will very gently draw your elbows back behind you, not by pulling backward, which would tighten your neck and upper back, but rather by creating length between the spine to the shoulders and length between the shoulders and the elbows. This draws them long and relatively moves the elbows back behind you. And then gently, looking downward and upward, not pulling on your head, not creating extra resistance, just allowing movement to occur along the upper spine, softening and very gently strengthening the neck. Take your time. Again, do not allow this to become something that makes you feel sore or pain of any kind. And then very gently softening outward along the length of the arms from the shoulders to the elbows to the hands. And then repeat as long as you'd like to. Again, by creating length from the shoulders to the elbows. For this movement, pressing gently with the hands, and allow that to very gently turn your head from side to side. No need to pull with your head and neck. Keep them soft and long. Gently turning your head. Avoid a stretch or pushing into a discomfort. Always, every movement should feel comfortable. And then returning again. If you'd like, pressing your hands upward, and then very gently using your palms to press gently down on the top of the head. Without adding strain or pressure, both are designed to increase the sense of openness and length from the shoulders and the neck. Don't do this if it adds a sense of compression, tension, or fatigue. Each of these movements is designed to give you a sense of openness and warmth through the neck and shoulders. And always take the time to release outward, palms forward to help your shoulders settle in the appropriate position. And closing whenever you're finished. Allowing your awareness to rest comfortably beneath the palms, deep to the navel. Letting go of your breath, feeling the difference in your neck and shoulders after those movements. Keeping your feet light on the ground, your legs and hips soft, moving into Black Snake. Allow the looking back to be guided by the turning of the waist, not by twisting your neck and shoulders. Always releasing all the way down before beginning the next movement. Again, your hand reaches behind the head, but not because you lift your shoulder or tense your arm or your neck, twisting and pulling on yourself. That will cause you problems. Find a way to allow the movement to be effortless, that the movement softens your neck and shoulders. It increases the sense of warmth and peace in that area. You're not stretching, there should not be any cracking. I only say this because I have too often seen people use these kinds of practices as an excuse to injure themselves further. Please do not do that. Keep your shoulders and neck safe, your back safe. Don't twist your knees during the movement. Always letting everything return to the ground between movements. Make certain that your lower back, hips, and tailbone are settled effortlessly. This will make it easier for you to soften your neck. The more you soften your hips, the more effortless it will become to turn the waist and also to soften the shoulders. A little softer with each movement. The mind is quieter with each natural breath. As with the earlier practice, the hand on the back of the head gently turns the head for you. No need to twist the neck. The shoulder softens, a sense of length between the neck and the top of the shoulder, between the top of the shoulder and the elbow. This allows everything to become softer and longer, decompressing the spine. Allow your eyes to gently take part in the movement as well. As you look behind you, as you look up and back, it's as though you gaze toward a distant mountaintop or a treetop. And as you look down, it's as though your eyes penetrate deep into the earth. Keep the throat and the tongue soft, the chest settled and empty, closing whenever you're finished, releasing any accumulated tension, taking the time to soften the mind. Notice how peaceful your heart becomes as your body relaxes. Allow the cares of the world to simply fall away. Taking the time to move gently into white snake. With each movement, as you massage up and down along the front of the body, the chest and abdomen opening and closing gently, continue to feel that lengthening of the neck top of the head floating upward, the throat soft. As the shoulders lengthen toward the hands, it pulls the pressure away from the neck, making it even easier to soften. Settling your awareness and your chi to the center of your body. Again, if you'd like, you can shake out your neck, gently vibrating down the spine toward the feet. From the top of the head down toward the feet. Watch how that wave moves down into the ground. That's a nice practice to do throughout the day if you find yourself tense and walking around. Hands resting gently on the hips. You're also welcome to rest your hand on your waist, allowing that movement again of the shoulders to remain soft. They soften outward along the length of the arm, and this softening long toward the hand allows the neck to decompress. Throughout this movement, even as you're leaning back and forward, make certain that your neck is also softening long. Spine finding greater and greater length, even as you twist and rotate and turn and spiral. Softer and softer. Remember to keep your knees safe as you twist. Allow the movement to come from the waist, not from a tightening of the shoulders. As you allow the movement to travel behind you as well, and you look gently behind you, make certain that you are not tightening your neck. The movement allows you to remain free and open. Closing whenever you're finished. Noticing the quality of your breath. Letting it go. Noticing the quality of your awareness. Also letting that be settled naturally into the moment. No need to concentrate or try to focus. Just let go. Moving gently into the spontaneous Qigong practice. Allow your movements to be natural. Disinhibit your neck and shoulders, the length of your spine. Listen to your body. How does it need to be moved in this moment? Which area is being neglected or overused? Right-handed people tend to overuse the right side of their upper body, and often the left side of their lower body, depending. Notice if your Qigong movements are falling into that same bad habit pattern, and find a way to balance it. how could those habitual movement patterns be adding to or responsible for any tension in your neck and shoulders? How soft is your jaw? Are you able to release your tongue from the tip to the root in your throat? If you decide to follow this movement, Phoenix opens its wings. Make certain that as you soften down the back, that your neck releases, your shoulders soften down your back. As your hands release in your front, similarly, you let go of your throat, your chest, your shoulders. You allow everything to be released and effortless. Crown of the head floating up, not because you push it, but because you let it go. Allow your movements to be extra playful. Emotionally, a stiff neck and tight shoulders are often related to a kind of deep stress, a deep tension, an emotional pattern of holding. Being playful and spontaneous and free is the opposite of that pattern. As you move, and you find this capacity to be playful and open and spontaneous, how does that interact with the piled up emotional pattern that you find in your body? Can you feel things releasing? Do you notice how it makes it easier to breathe if you're having fun? It's okay to smile. It's okay to laugh. It's just life. There's a reason why this is called turtle spirit playing in the water. Always resting and closing when you're finished. If you'd like, you can pause and take some time in middle embracing stance, if you find that particularly nourishing. When you feel ready, allow yourself to begin moving into soft, circular movements, waves of relaxation traveling down your body. Soften your neck, your upper back, your mid-back, your lower back, your hips, your knees, your feet, and then your throat, your chest, your abdomen, the front of your hips, down to your feet. Waves of softness rolling down your feet create the movement. And then moving into turtle drinking chi. As you sink down, allow your hips, knees, and feet to soften. A sense of length along your spine. As you relax completely down, and your head sinks and drops toward the earth, allow that to decompress your upper spine, but only as far as feels comfortable. If there's a pinching or a crunching, make the movement smaller, do less. Bit by bit, find a way through that's safe and easy for your body. And remember also, to take your time, to go slowly. Allow your breath to be natural, your mind to become quiet. Closing when you're ready. If you would like to, you can swallow at the end of this practice, imagining that any gathered saliva flows down into that dantian space beneath your palms. Do it by finding a way to soften your throat. And then if you like, gently sending vibrations down your body, gently shaking side to side from the top of your head to your feet. Allow your hands to float up and your shoulders to soften downward. As your hands sink down as well, keep your shoulders soft, your shoulder blades slide down your back. So even though it feels perhaps that you are folding forward, that will change over time. And in the meantime, you want to feel as though your shoulders remain behind you, softening down your back. This will keep your neck soft. Your hands float up, your shoulder blades soften down the back, the neck stays long, crown of the head floats up toward the sky, and then as the hands sink down and your chest softens, your hips soften, your legs soften, again, the shoulder blades slide down the back, the neck softens long. It's okay to look up slightly as your hands are up, softening your throat, but do not close the back of your neck to do so. As you travel downward, it's okay to look down slightly, opening the back of your neck, but do not close your throat to make it happen. As you sink, feel the hips settle, the tailbone stays sliding down toward the ground. In fact, the backs of the hands, the shoulder blades, and the tailbone slide down together as you sink, and then, of course, closing when you're finished. Comfortable stance. Hips remaining facing forward, protecting your knees, turning your waist gently side to side. A sense of length traveling from the upper spine to the shoulder, and then lengthening from the corner of the shoulder to the elbow, from the elbow to the wrist, from the wrist to the fingertips. And as that length travels outward, there is also a softening along from the base of the neck to the base of the skull. The jaw is soft, the throat is soft. You can allow the gentle patting of your hands to help soften the shoulders as well. If you decide to tap lightly on your navel and your lower back, feel it soften all the way through your center, very gently. The arms swinging until they stop on their own. Just let them go. Settling down when you're ready. Waiting until a sense of deep stillness envelops your body, and then naturally there will be a moment where movement wants to come to the surface, and you simply allow it to happen. Warming your hands, allowing that warmth to soak into the face, softening the eyes, the space behind the eyes. And then, as though ironing your eyes, you slide your hands off to the sides, smoothing the surface and the tissues there, helping blood flow through those places. Using warmth and light pressure, very light pressure, to benefit the circulation. Scrubbing up and down from the nose to the top of the head. You're welcome to circle around the eyes with your fingertips, being careful not to push on the eyes themselves, of course, in both directions. Just enough to create warmth and to aid circulation beneath the skin. You can massage the temples, massage the jaw, especially if your jaw tends to be tight. Warm and massage the ears. Scrub your fingers from the front to the back of the scalp. 10 dragons running through the forest. This by itself can be very helpful for a stiff neck, actually, especially if your neck tends to grow stiff when you are in the wind and cold. Also, if you are in the wind and cold, please take the time to scrub and warm your neck with your palms. If you can't quite reach because you have tension there, get some help from a friend. Use liniment or warming oils, a heating pad. Especially for this set, take the time to really work the neck. You don't need to press deeply. Just the weight of the hands might be enough. Scrubbing at the base of cervical vertebra 7. And of course the tops of the shoulders. You can use firmer pressure there if that feels good. Anywhere that needs an extra release, just drag your fingers across, or again, get the help of a friend. Across the sides of the neck, the tendons and ligaments there. You can even press and massage with your fingertips along that sternocleidomastoid mastoid. It runs along that front corner of the neck and throat. Pulling down. Just aiding circulation and drainage. Massaging all around the collarbone, down the arms. Taking the time to relieve any excess tension there. Pulling down and away. Softening your jaw as you soften your throat. You can massage your chest, the sternum. Massage your center. Drag your fingertips along your rib side. This can be especially helpful if you tend to have neck pain that's accompanied with tension that's right on the very top of the shoulder, along with jaw tension. This pattern often is accompanied by tension in the rib side. If that's true for you, spend extra time there. Massaging the solar plexus, the navel, just adding warmth and pressure. If your stiff neck shows up every month during menstruation, spend some extra time warming your belly, warming your back. Massaging up and down, side to side, along the spine, along the musculature next to the spine. Take your time. Please do be careful that you don't tighten your shoulders and your neck creating these movements. Be gentle and soft. And then massaging down the outside and back of the legs. Softening up the inside and front, aiding circulation to the feet. Sides of the thighs, another very useful spot to help relieve tension in the neck and shoulders. Up the outside of the arm, down the inside. Take as long as you like with this. gently shaking your body out from the feet to the knees, to the hips, to the shoulders, to the hands, softening outward. Don't jar your neck. Keep everything soft. This is all soft. Find a way to make that vibration and rippling happen through letting go, not through tightening up. Always ending with closing. I hope this practice helps you feel soft, relieving any tension or pain you may have had. You may notice yourself feeling amazing for the rest of the day. Thank you for joining me, and as always, enjoy your practice.